Hey guys, this is Mr. A. Crizzy here, and welcome back to another movie review. Tonight's movie review is going to be on the 2006 sequel to the 1994 movie Clerks, and I also watched the sequel on Amazon today. Earlier today, I watched this movie on Amazon. I actually rented it on Amazon, by the way, and that's going to be on Clerks 2. Clerks 2 is the 2006 sequel to the 1994 movie Clerks. And so the sequel basically takes place about 10 years after the events of the first movie, where like Dante opens the quick stop convenience store to find that it is on fire as Randall had left the coffee pot on after closing the night before. Because Quick Stop and the adjacent RST video have been destroyed in the fire, like Dante and Randall begin working at a Mooby's fast food restaurant along with teenager Ellis Grover and their manager Becky Scott. Yeah. A year later, Dante is planning to leave his minimum wage lifestyle in favor of a family life in Florida with his fiancée Emma, whose rich father will provide them with a home and a car wash business to run. Afraid of losing his best friend, Randall becomes resentful towards Dante and Emma's relationship. Jade and Silent Bob have followed Dante and Randall and are now outside of Mooby's. Although they continue to sell drugs, Jade and Silent Bob have become sober after they were arrested for possession to send to rehab. They become Duven Christians after their release. Dante tells Becky that he is worried about dancing at his wedding, so she takes him up to the roof of the restaurant to teach him some moves. Dante soon realizes that his inhibitions and begins dancing. When the song ends, Dante, caught up in the moment, confesses his love for Becky. As she reveals that she's pregnant as a result of one night stand they had at work a few weeks prior, like a few weeks beforehand. Becky tells Dante not to tell anyone about the baby. However, he tells Randall, and in anger, Becky leaves when she finds out. Randall encourages Dante to leave Mooby's and search for Becky so he can set up a surprise going away party for him. Randall hires Kinky Kelly and the Sexy Stud, which is a donkey show, with a fog machine for the party. When Dante returns, he mistakes the fog for fire and calls the fire department, but upon discovering that it's not fire, proceeds to watch with Randall, Jay, Silent Bob, and Ellis. The group discovers that Kinky Kelly is in fact the donkey, while the man whom Randall taught to be the pimp is the Sexy Stud. When Becky returns, she admits that she too loves Dante. As they kiss, Emma arrives with a cake she made for Dante. She throws her engagement ring at Becky and dumps the cake over Dante's head and knees him in the crotch and storms off. The fire and police department arrive, and Dante, Randall, Ellis, Jay, and Silent Bob and the Sexy Stud are arrested as a result of the show. Although they are informed that they'll be released without being charged, Dante blames Randall for ruining his life and expresses his eagerness to start a new life without him. While Randall condemns Dante for his willingness to live his life under the standards of others and for abandoning their friendship. Abandoning their friendship. During the argument, Randall proposes that they buy the Quick Stop and reopen it themselves. Although Dante says that neither have the money to do so, Jade and Silent Bob offer to lend them the money from the royalties they collected from the Blunt Man and Cry movie, and Jade and Silent Bob Strike Back. Which I and speaking of that movie, guys, I might check out Jade and Silent Bob Strike Back someday. Yeah, someday I will. Anyway, so Jay and Silent Bob decide to lend them the money provided that they can hang out outside of the store anytime they want without the police being called. Randall accepts the offer, but Dante is uncertain, prompting Randall to emotionally confess his fear of losing Dante. Moved by Randall's confession, Dante agrees to the proposition, the proposition. Yeah. After the group are released, Dante proposes to Becky, who happily accepts. After the Quick Stop and RST Video are rebuilt, Ellis applies for a job and is hired at RST Video. In the very last scene, with the store open, Dante tells Randall, "Can you feel it? Today's the first day of the rest of our lives." And then the color evaporates from the film, and the camera pulls back to reveal the milk made from the first movie is still going through all the gallons. And of course, the movie ends with the final shot with color being evaporated to black and white. And that's Clerks 2, guys. So while I was watching this movie on Amazon Prime Video, when I was renting it, I actually kind of felt like this was honestly, it was a good sequel for what it is. It was a pretty good sequel at the time when it first came out in the summer of 2006. I mean, sure, yeah, it's not as good as the first Clerks movie, but it's still a good sequel, because I did laugh at a couple parts here and there. And plus, when this movie first came out, this movie was actually originally released by MGM and the Weinstein Company. But the version I watched on Amazon is actually a more recent version of Clerks 2, where the Lionsgate logo plasters over the MGM and Weinstein Company logos, because you all know what happened about the Harvey Weinstein ordeal and scandal. But that was 2017, so. But honestly, I thought Clerks 2 was a pretty enjoyable sequel, and there were some things I liked about the movie. It had a good soundtrack and some good songs that were featured in the movie, and of course the acting performances are still well done too. Like Jason Lee actually has a cameo in this movie, and he was actually in this movie while he was filming an episode of his sitcom show My Name Is Earl. And it did have some good cameos like Ben Affleck and Ethan Suplee. And plus, I've heard Wanda Sykes actually has a cameo in Clerks 2, because I think this movie actually came out after she played Stella the Skunk from Over the Hedge, because like Wanda Sykes actually plays an angry customer at during one scene in the film. Like Wanda Sykes has a cameo in this film, and I thought she was kind of funny in the movie, and. Yeah. And of course, everybody else did a fun job, and yeah, Clerks 2, it was a good sequel. Yeah. So, and plus now that I watched the first two Clerks movies and Chasing Amy, I might someday I'll check out Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back one of these days, because tomorrow night, guys, like I said tomorrow night, I'm actually going to see Clerks 3. With my Uncle Charles at Regal tomorrow night at 7, so definitely looking forward to that. I've been hearing pretty good things about Clerks 3, so we'll see how Clerks 3 turns out for me. So yeah, stay tuned for that. So in the end, guys, Clerks 2 was an enjoyable watch in the end, and so overall, Clerks 2 was a pretty good sequel to the original Clerks from 1994, and I'm going to give Clerks 2 3.5 out of 5 stars. It was good. So there you have it, guys. That's going to be it for this movie review on Clerks 2, and that's going to be it for this video. So make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet. And as always, thanks for watching, and until next time, this is Mr. A. Crizzy saying goodbye, everybody, and that's about it. Good night.